Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to The Morning Toast. It's Thursday, the week's almost over, I can't wait to have Theo sleep over.
What an amazing week, you guys. It's Thursday, like, we're home free.
No, I wish every week just came as easy as this week did. You know what I'm saying?
I wish every day was Thursday.
I wish. But it ain't.
But Theo's here, our third co-host. I think we're going to offer him the full-time position.
Yeah.
He just brings so much to the show, so much value.
Logistically, this company is split 50-50. You know, we both are equal parts, hardworking, but I think you and I should both take a major pay cut, start taking 20% each, and then give Theo the remaining 60.
I think that we should be 33.
No, because to be honest, like, I don't really feel like it would be fair to Theo when he does so much more work than us.
He carries the load.
And I think a lot of people pretty much like only tune in to see him. They don't really care about us. So he's like bringing us to new viewers. It wouldn't be fair.
It's true, but I mean, if we're going to be technical, like most people listen as a podcast and they don't even get to see him.
Well, so true.
But maybe you do get to hear his snores and his licks of his bone.
But maybe people listening to the podcast are so jealous that they can't see Theo that it'll turn them into YouTubers. www.youtube.com/morningtoast. Subscribe. Thanks.
Love it. Also, we released our St. Patty's Day merch yesterday. It is still available for pre-order up until noon today. So if you didn't get your t-shirt, make sure to get one. They're selling like hotcakes.
If you're looking for pictures, Jackie and I both are wearing size extra larges on our Instagram, The Morning Toast.
I'm really excited to see toasters in the wild on St. Patty's Day wearing that merch. Like, it's so fucking
I think
cute.
I have to make some plans now. Should I just have a party?
Totally.
But I don't live near any like fun bars.
You know what? I actually live sort of near bars.
Oh, will you have a party?
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I haven't had a real party in my
And by the way, your friend Becky, who listens to our podcast, she texted me yesterday because we were talking about day drinking and she was asking me for recommendations of like a club to go to for her birthday. And she was like, but I kind of want a darty because like you guys were talking about on the podcast. I'm like, Becky, have a darty.
I'll have the pregame for the darty. And I think her birthday does fall around St. Patty's Day.
It actually does. Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Well, speaking of Becky, the Redheads book club first episode is up. If you haven't read the book, still listen to the episode. We're recording the next episode next week, and then it drops on the first Thursday of March. So get caught up. It's such a wonderful community.
That's such a great week for podcasts, the first week of March.
The first week of March is a big week for TNN. So.
Yeah, we have another show launching. I hate to be annoying, but I love the Toasters actually, not 10 times out of 10, always guess what we're doing, but I don't know if they're going to know who this podcast is with. So that's going to be really exciting first week of March.
I feel like they can read our body language.
No. I like you can't get away with anything. Like I have like an insecurity in my head, and then someone types it out in the Facebook group. I'm like, how the fuck did you know that?
Yeah, it's really crazy. They're just so in tune with us. I saw someone wrote a post in the Toasters, like, I truly feel like Jackie and Claudia are my friends, and then like I'll see something that makes me want to text them, and then I realize I don't have their number. But just write it in the group. She said that her Cavalier made a really smelly fart. We can relate.
I've been up all night this week. Literally, Ben gets into bed at 11 p.m. and he's like, can we watch Vlog Squad? And we've been watching I think there's almost 1,000 vlogs, and he has 2 YouTube channels. So me and Ben have been watching David Dobrik vlogs, and I find myself talking like him and his friends.
What do they say?
They're bros. So they're always like calling each other fat, like making fun of each other, like joking about how they all like use David for clout and for money. And it's really funny, but it's like, it's a harsh environment. Like, I don't think I could ever be friends with them because they're so mean to each other in a joking way. So me and Ben, like, we go to bed. I'm like, oh, you fucking pussy. Like, I'm just being crazy. And it's really impacting. It's like when you go to camp and you talk like your camp friends. I'm talking like my vlog friends, and I need to stop.
I mean, it's like how everyone talks like a toaster.
Right.
Pertinent to the situation, everything of the sort.
Totally.
Okay, well, we have a great show today. We're going to recap Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Which was
fabulous stuff.
I have been watching Housewives for years, and especially I've been watching Jersey Housewives for a while, and it hasn't been good like it used to be in a really long time. And last night's episode was insane. Not only did it have so much heart, it was hysterical. The husbands were cracking me up. I was dying at Bill Aiden. But then the ending, I didn't even realize we were going to be getting a footage moment.
No, like there was a receipt.
There was footage. And I think the use of it, the idea of them putting it in the show, not in real time, was very interesting. A very strategic.
The viewer would have been so frustrated. We'll talk about it. We'll get to it. Also, speaking of TNN, I am wearing a Lauren Elizabeth sweater.
Oh my God, by the way, I literally got that in white and almost wore it today.
Oh my God, that's so crazy. When I first got it, I was like, oh, there's no way this is going to look cute with my jugs, but it's just everything. I'm loving it. I love a crop turtleneck. Thank you, Lauren.
I'm wearing an Alexander Wang sweater, which is just so not like
Wang Gang?
I'm a part of Wang Gang, and you know the only reason that I bought the sweater, even though it was like crazy expensive for essentially like a wife beater, which by the way, do we still say wife beater? No.
But we haven't replaced the term.
Wait, tank top?
No, but a tank top is a different thing.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I only bought this because you convinced me.
And you look fabulous.
Yeah, this is only my second time wearing it. I forgot that I had it. Like when you spend so much money on an item, like my Fendi jacket, you have to wear the shit out of it.
And
like,
the great thing about this is you could wear it a million different ways because it's a basic.
It's so simple. It's so elegant.
It's such a staple.
Totally.
Anyways, are you ready to get into it?
Already?
I know. You know what? I've actually been feeling like truly RDH that I miss our sponsors.
No, I know.
They
Everyone
really
knows.
add so much color to the show.
They're hilarious, by the way. Everyone knows we're not doing sponsors this week because this week Jackie and I, months ago, had planned to both take off like 10 days for our honeymoon.
I was supposed to be in Hawaii right now.
Yeah, I was supposed to be like somewhere off the coast of Mexico. And we just decided like a month ago that we just didn't have the time to take a honeymoon. So once again, our honeymoons have both been pushed off. And we had canceled the shows of this week. So when we decided to come back, it was too late for us to get the brands on board. So that's why this week has been brand free.
Yeah, but like
use code TOAST wherever you're shopping.
I always assumed that, the sponsors were like, weighing us down and, you have to fit them in. But I miss them. I truly miss them.
They're hysterical.
They're hysterical. They contribute so much to the show. But you know what's really the show's all about?
Do tell.
It is time for the fast five stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
Crunch.
Or if you're Theo, your morning bone.
Oh, or if you're Ben, it's your morning bone. Oh, God. Okay, sorry.
Oh, God. Okay, sorry. Okay, first story. Such exciting news, you guys. Bethenny Frankel is announcing a business competition series at HBO Max. The B is back.
Yes, bitch.
The Real Houses of New York alum has scored an 8-episode order at the nascent streamer of The Big Shot with Bethany. In the half-hour series, aspiring moguls will compete for a chance to win a spot on the executive team of Frankel's lifestyle brand Skinny Girl. This series will be produced by MGM Television, Be Real Productions, and Big Fish Entertainment. Frankel will executive produce along with Mark Burnett, Barry Posnick, and Dan Cesario.
So this is very much like an Apprentice, a
Shark
GDF
Tank vibe,
Yes.
business competition show.
Which I'm really excited to have Bethany back on my screens. I feel like I'm really going to miss her on this upcoming season of New York. But
No.
it's just, the show's not about Bethany, like at all. It's
Yeah.
about the contestants.
And it's like, I love Bethany on Shark Tank. I love Bethany on Rahoney. Yeah, it's like Project Runway. You don't watch Project Runway for Heidi Klum.
Right. So it's...
Or Carly Kloss.
It's exciting that she's like venturing, and Mark Burnett is so prestigious. He's a creator of Shark Tank, so she obviously like really hit it off with him when she was on Shark Tank, and I'm happy for her and her networking skills. And I will definitely be watching this because the more I hear about HBO Max, like the more convinced I am that I must subscribe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like, I'm sure I'll love it, but it's just not really what I was hoping for. I don't know what I was hoping for. I was hoping for literally a reality show of Bethany and her child.
Honestly, until I read this article, I thought it was going to be, remember how we would watch Rahoney and she would just be in the back of the car crying and we're like, we want a show about this.
Like her whole life is interesting.
Right. Like what are the things stressing you out? What's going on in the business? She's selling half of Skinny Girl. Like she's talking to her driver. She has no friends. Like I wanted that reality show.
Yeah, and like 30 minutes of just Bethany.
I thought that this was it.
Yeah, I had a feeling she was going to do something a little bit more business focused just because like her exit from Rahoney, I think, was an attempt to make her a little bit more professional, like with the Shark Tank and everything. But, and I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm not trying to down it at all, but like it's just not what I was expecting. And I could use a little bit more personal Bethany moments, but I think that's why she found Housewives and left Housewives, because it was so personal and like kind of toxic for her personal life.
Yeah, but also the women create so much drama, and like she already lives like such a dramatic life that she doesn't need those extra elements.
Agreed. It was a toxic environment.
If it was just like a fly on the wall camera, if they could just broadcast her Nest camera.
Yeah, like in her office with all those girls who work for her who are toasters.
Like I don't need contrived storylines. I just want to see her in her element.
Yeah.
Even with Be Strong. There's just so much there.
There's so much tragedy in the world, and Bethany is constantly helping. I think that a docuseries documenting the life of Bethany would have been super interesting, but I understand why she felt it was toxic. And I think the business route is great for her. I think that Skinny Girl continues to grow and be really successful, and she wants to be taken more seriously as a businesswoman, more so than a reality star. So I get it.
But also, this is the first project under her deal with MGM Television and Mark Burnett. So I think it's the first of many. And that doesn't mean that we're not ever going to get a Bethany reality show.
Totally. There's hope.
There's hope.
But HBO Max is just churning out the content. We have the Brad and Gary show on HBO Max.
Yes.
Friends is going to be on HBO Max. I heard the Gossip Girl reboot's going to be on there too.
And is Gary's cartoon show on HBO Max?
I think.
Wow, I got to subscribe.
Yeah, no. Is it out? No.
No.
Like, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I hate when they talk about streaming services before they launch, like Quibi. I've been seeing so much press for Quibi.
Launched even April.
I saw a commercial for it, and then it said April. I've been in meetings like with brands and like networks, like literally for the last 5 years, people have been saying, Jeffrey Katzenberg's is Quibi. I'm like, oh yeah, Quibi. Now it's like here, but it's not even here. And I'm just so done. I haven't even seen a Quibi show, but I'm done with it already.
Of course, because it hasn't launched yet.
I hate shit that just talks and doesn't launch.
Yeah, I will say though about Quibi, like the talent that they've lined up does look very promising.
Of course, they spent literally $1 billion just on celebrities, which is all you need.
Yeah. The Kardashians
Chrissy
are going to
Teigen,
do mini shows.
Tyler C.
Exactly. What more could you ask for?
Then the Kardashians and Tyler C. Nothing.
Okay, next story is really sad, but Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddi Mellencamp is mourning the rapper Pop Smoke.
Wait, this story is obviously tragic, but so strange.
Yeah, the Teddi Mellencamp element. So yesterday, Brooklyn-born 20-year-old Welcome to the Party rapper was shot and killed at a party at the house in what appears to be a home invasion robbery. Then it came out that the house is owned by Teddi
and her husband,
and that it was being rented out.
Right.
So she posted, early this AM, we were informed by a third-party leasing and management company overseeing a rental home we own in Los Angeles that a shooting had taken place at the property, she said on Instagram. Foremost, we would like to extend our prayers and condolences to the family and loved ones affected by this tragic loss of life. This is such a sad story.
Such a weird turn of events. First of all, a 20-year-old dying in a home invasion robbery is literally the saddest thing I've ever heard, regardless of whether or not he was famous or not. But now a lot of people are feeling really sad because they loved his music.
Yeah.
But then Teddi Mellencamp just strangely being involved is just so weird. I wonder if this was the house that they lived in previously, because they just moved into the bigger house you saw in the last season of Housewives, or they just own a bunch of properties. That's one of their business ventures.
So here's a photo of the house. I don't recognize it as the one that they used to live in.
Actually,
but I don't remember it. Didn't it have a really steep driveway when they brought that bus up, or was that the second house?
That was, I think, the second house. What I remember about Teddi Mellencamp's first house was that it looked just like a house from Real Housewives of Orange County.
Oh, that does.
And that does kind of look like it.
Interesting.
But we cannot confirm nor deny whether or not this was the house season 1 Teddi was filmed in.
No, but it's just a very sad story. 2 men wearing masks and hooded sweatshirts burst into the house where the rising star was staying at around 4:30 a.m. local time and fired off multiple gunshots.
What the fuck? Everyone, there is a crime spree. My dog walker called me yesterday, said his apartment was broken into while he was in there.
What?
He was in the Marines, so he was good. He was they literally ran away from me. But what the fuck?
What the fuck?
So he was telling me he was busy with the police. He probably wasn't going to be able to walk Theo this morning. And I was like, I kind of understand. It's totally fine. But what the fuck? People just roaming into other people's apartments? Can we not? Thanks.
That is really
scary.
Disturbing.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is very sad, all around, thinking of everyone involved.
Very sad.
Next,
I wonder if Teddy's I wonder if this affects her business,
I'm sure it
can't be good for
good.
rental business.
It's not
no
good.
one wants to stay in a house that someone was shot at.
Yeah. But it's just purely coincidence. I'm assuming.
I don't think Teddi and Edwin are involved.
Okay, next story is really shocking to me. You didn't seem so shocked.
Well, I didn't seem so shocked because you found out about it when you found the story, and I heard about this yesterday.
Riverdale star Madelaine Petsch and her boyfriend Travis Mills have broken up.
Yeah, I saw someone posted this in the Facebook group, which is how I find all my news. And if you're not in our Facebook group, you should definitely be in it.
Yeah, membership is open, you guys.
It's wide open.
The floodgates are open. You just got to answer the questions in a meaningful way, and you are in. It's not like how it used to be.
So
it was like Orthodox Judaism. You had to come back three times before you were accepted.
I saw the link, and I scrolled past it really quickly, and I swear on my life I thought it was Jackie. She looked so much like Madelaine Petsch. Freaked me out. I'm like, what? My sister is getting a divorce?
Thank you. That's really flattering. I never see it. I never feel that. But
what?
Wait, do you see? This was a while back, and I haven't addressed it yet.
Yes, I saw.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, the Toaster said someone found an ad.
It was a targeted Facebook ad.
Yeah, digital ad where it was a bunch of people at tables. I think it was for a shared workspace.
It was called Square.
And one of the models, she's turned to the side. She's working at a desk, and the Toasters were convinced, even day one Toasters who know every facet of my face, they were convinced
Jackie,
that it was
I'm
me.
your sister, and I thought it was you.
Everyone thought it was me. I never said whether it was or it wasn't.
Is it?
It's not me.
No, but
someone was like,
it's shocking.
Someone was like, she talked about having an agent once, so maybe this is what they got for her.
Dead. I mean, honestly, it's concerning. I would love to hear from someone at corporate and Square who the model is, or what digital holographic image they put together to look like you.
Yeah.
It was crazy, you guys.
But it's I didn't totally see it, But the fact
I saw it completely.
The fact that you did like made me realize that there was merit. But I feel like sometimes I see someone who I think looks like you, but you don't see it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I just find that whenever someone like thinks someone looks like me, like I'm just bound to be insulted, and I don't really like look at the person because I just don't want to realize like that's what you think I look like. I mean, how many times? And by the way, she's beautiful, and I actually take the compliment. Like, how many times are people going to tell me I look like Beanie Feldstein? Like, no, we actually look nothing alike. We're both just like a little chubby brunette and Jewish.
I think it's a vibe. It's
a vibe. Don't care. We don't look alike. I stand by that. We don't look alike.
Someone said that they took the cover of Booksmart and they said, "Gonna tell my kids this was Jackie and Claudia."
Okay, that's a funny joke.
Because together,
of course,
we're the vibe.
By the way, the second girl in Booksmart,
how is she not Kay Panabaker?
No, she's like stunted on these hoes at all the award shows because Booksmart got nominated for a bunch of things, and she's just like living the life, that girl. And she's a very talented actress. I liked her a lot in the movie.
She was also in the Netflix series, one about a court case. Shit. Anyone? Unbelievable. Yes.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was on my list to watch things, but instead I watched Bring It On, Cheer Smack. Anyways.
Laughter.
Madelaine and Travis have split. This is really shocking to me. They've been together for a really long time. I feel like there were a few times where I hadn't seen pictures of them in a while, and I would go to their Instagrams, and then I would see that they were, just together, but living their separate lives.
Right.
He works a lot. Mm-hmm. He's like a musician.
She lives in Vancouver for Riverdale.
He does Ghosted with Rachel Lindsay.
Oh, yeah.
So we have no choice but to stan.
Of course.
And he also has like an Apple Music Beats One show. He's just like a man about town, and so is she.
Whenever you bring up Ghosted with Rachel Lindsay, it reminds me of the brilliant pilot that you championed, and then we tried to get made at MTV, and like our meeting didn't go anywhere, but it was the best idea ever. It was like a spin-off of Ghosted called Trolled, where like internet celebrities or celebrities would go to the houses of people who are writing mean things about them on the internet, and hopefully it'll influence our culture and like scare them into stopping doing that.
To realize that these are people.
I thought that was a really good idea. Maybe we should launch like a pilot on our YouTube where it's like we go to the house of someone, like we have plenty of trolls who we know by name. We could just go to their place of work, like in Florida or something, and confront them and be like, "Hi, I'm a person. Like, can you stop being mean to me?"
Yeah, like you have a problem with me? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, in a civil manner.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you why I'm not the devil.
I love that idea. But then the issue is, would people feel more inclined to be trolls so that they would end up on the show?
I know, but I don't think ending up on the show as like a troll is what
more people start catfishing people because they wanted to be on the show. I feel like when Neve would call them, they would be like, "No, I'm not being on the show."
Right. No, I think that statistically, catfish definitely helped the statistics of people being catfish. It has to have.
You mean it brought it down or brought it up?
I think down.
I think down too. It's just like how Teen Mom brought teen pregnancy
down.
Right.
It's like you see.
It's not like more people got pregnant because they wanted to be on Teen Mom.
No, they saw how disgusting it was and didn't want a part of it.
Yeah, and how difficult it could be to be.
Yeah,
teen
sorry,
mother.
I didn't mean to say disgusting. That's mean. I take it back. I'm sorry.
Just the trials and tribulations.
The trials and tribulations of being a teenage mom.
Yeah. Anyways.
So they broke up. But this is reminding me, this is like a formula. There are tons of different ways that celebrity couples break up, especially ones that have been together for a long time. Sometimes they just break up out of nowhere. Vanessa Ann Hudgens and whatever his name was. Like, and you're just shocked and you feel like you need to mourn the relationship.
When they broke up, for a second I was shocked, but then the next second I was like, I wonder what took them so long.
No, I thought they were
now,
OTP.
Like, she's like, it's like it never happened. She's not sad.
Yeah.
Or at least she doesn't seem sad. She's just like being VAH.
But to me, this is like another type of breakup. It's like the formula where you just go quietly into the night, and then people like pick their heads up one day and they're like, wait, they stopped posting together. And then you just like very quietly broke up. Like this is, I feel like, where Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes might be heading because they've been really quiet.
I saw a tweet.
One could only hope.
I saw a tweet that said Shawn Mendes would have never gotten famous if his name was spelled Sean.
So true.
It's so true.
And you know what people really don't talk about enough? How Shawn Mendes started on Vine. I just think for a digital creator like myself, like we have no choice but to respect him.
Yeah. I think Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes they're still at it.
They're very quiet.
I just saw a paparazzi picture of them.
You did?
Yeah, they were celebrating Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's cute.
I am sad for Madelaine and Travis. I think that she's probably really sad about it.
Yeah, I did.
They were so in love, and like they just understood each other.
I did always feel like they were a mismatch.
No, but that's what made them a match. You know, it was like, oh wow, what an odd couple.
An odd couple.
They must really love each other.
Totally, like despite all the odds.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
but they'll be fine. They're both like young Hollywood. Hopefully Madelaine can date someone like a little bit more famous than her to like rise her star a little bit. Maybe like an athlete or an actor. Mm-hmm. She'll be just fine. Yeah. She needs to date someone on like another competing like teen show, you know?
Ooh, like
a Ross Butler, you know, or like a 13 Reasons Why, someone from there, you know, someone who can give her more Instagram followers.
Yeah. Okay.
There are tons of shows like that.
Though she does have a lot of Instagram followers.
Yeah. Or like a YouTuber, because she's really maximizing her brand. She's being so smart because she's using all of her Riverdale fame, channeling it into a YouTube channel, so that if it all goes to shit, she'll have her YouTube channel, just like Shay Mitchell, who literally is the richest out of all of them because she had a YouTube channel when she was on Pretty Little Liars. It's a genius move.
Did you watch her Vogue makeup tutorial,
Who?
Madelaine?
No.
Oh, it's great for redheads.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, like, can't relate to her makeup tutorial, like, whatsoever. We couldn't be more different looking.
She now sometimes does her own makeup on the show, she said, which is really interesting.
Well, when we did the Vogue Day in the Life of Cami Mendez, she said that she does her own eyeliner as Veronica.
Yeah.
Which I totally get.
Madelaine does her own lips, too, but sometimes she does her whole fotch.
Interesting.
Yeah, she seems really like an expert.
I just can't imagine having access to, like, a full hair and makeup trailer and wanting to do any of it myself.
Yeah, but it just saves time, and, like, I'm sure getting your full fotch done, like, caked on every single day is not fun.
A dream.
It's not fun. It's not good for your skin.
And it's like, if I'm going to be on TV, I want to be caked on. Like, I don't want to look like anything like myself.
I feel that for sure.
It's not good for your skin, though. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, next story, a little happy relationship news because Jenna Dewan is engaged to.
She is?
Yeah, to Twilight composer Steve Kazee.
Is that who he is?
Yeah, he's on that song.
We've had this conversation like a million times.
He's on the remix of 1,000 Years by Christina Perri.
But what is he?
He's a music guy.
Like a musician, or he scores films?
He is. I think it's more in the film variety. Yeah. I don't know of him as a musician. Well, maybe
like, does he have more money than her?
Ooh. That's a good question because I feel like she's so public.
Yeah.
But like, where's the money coming from?
Right,
but he might be so private and the money's coming in.
We talk about this all the time. Like, being a celebrity does not mean that you're rich. And there are plenty of celebrities who like don't really work. And I'm so confused about how they make their money. Like Jenna Dewan, she does host So You Think You Can Dance, and that's on a network. So like that's definitely a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I think her and the kids are fine. But I think like when she was married, like the Channing Tatum money was like the family money. So now she's on her own. And I wonder about her finances. But if Steve Kazee, is that his name?
Yes, I'm going to Google him so we can find out exactly what he does for the millionth time. I feel like my Google should just know the questions I'm about to ask. Like, Who is Chris Pine? Okay, he is an American actor and singer. He won the 2012 Tony Award for Best Performance by a Leading Actor in a Musical for once. That's really cool.
So he's Broadway?
He's music.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess he's a man, like he does it all. I feel like he could be an EGOT.
I can relate. As a fellow person who does it all,
he's been in some TV shows: Walking Dead, Shameless, Nashville. He played Rich Bell.
Show me a picture of him.
Okay.
I feel like we've been talking about her boyfriend for a while, and I just like think of him as a faceless man.
And they're pregnant.
Yes, right.
They're really so cute.
Oh, by the way, he looks like the lead singer of Old Dominion.
I mean, that
by
could
the
be
way,
anyone.
Is so hot. We just got a TV in our studio because we ordered 2 from Target and they both came broken. So then it was a whole ordeal. And we just got it hung, and we really only got it so we could like watch screeners of TV shows and play music around the office. So yesterday I played a YouTube playlist of like country music videos. And I just have to say, justice for music videos. Like, I never really understood recently like why they're still being made, but yesterday I totally understood. I was watching so many music videos, like the Holy Florida Georgia Line music video when they were literally 16 and both of their wives are in it. Iconic. Darius Rucker doing a music video for Wagon Wheel with the entire cast of Duck Dynasty and the Lady Antebellum group. Like, there's just so many nuances that go into, I'm sorry, this Cole Swindell music video where that race car driver girl who dated Aaron Rodgers is in. Danica, is that her name?
Yeah.
She was in it. Like,
they're still together.
Yeah, the celebrity cameos, like, it's just, I feel like all this money, production, time, resources go into music videos and nobody cares, but I care.
They're like marketing tools.
Right.
So, and some of them hit really big and go viral, but other times it's just like, okay, the song came out and now we want you to care about it again. Here's a music video.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny to see how why I brought this up is because Old Dominion was on that playlist like 5 times, and they were like so busy like this last year when all their music came out. They didn't have time to shoot a music video. Literally all their music videos are them singing at their concerts because they were on tour. So they had a man with a camera just film it. It was actually pretty genius.
That's pretty good. Shit, what was I going to say? I had like 3 things. Did you see that video of the girl in the subway singing Shallow?
The staged video? Yeah, I'm convinced it's staged.
Oh, well, to me, she was fabulous.
Her voice was fabulous.
She just looks like Hannah G's mom.
Yeah, well, Hannah G commented on the picture and was like, "Mom?" ?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
That's all I could think about.
The woman's hair was just too perfectly coiffed, and like she looked so effortless in the New York City subway. First of all, where was her coat? Like, it seemed so staged.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so naive. I just am like, oh.
No, I will die on the hill of that this video was staged.
Oh.
And by the way, good for her because now we're all talking about her and her voice is incredible. And maybe I'm just jealous of her voice, but it was staged.
Okay. Okay.
What was she doing with a perfectly coiffed blowout and a latte and no jacket in the New York City subway?
She's a fabulous New Yorker.
Okay, it's just not logistically, like, it doesn't make sense. Where was her coat and her gloves? It was freezing yesterday.
I'll have to look into it again. Maybe she took it off and it's on her arm.
Maybe.
Okay, fifth and final story. Mikaela Spielberg, Steven Spielberg's daughter.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Comes out as a porn star.
I just want to say, I think we should reserve the word comes out.
I thought the same thing.
For people who are actually coming out, like, of the closet. I just don't think being a porn star requires a coming out moment.
It's a New York Post headline, and when I saw it, I thought the same thing.
Okay.
But so she has announced that she is a porn star. Mikaela Spielberg, 23, the daughter of legendary filmmaker Steven Spielberg, and his actress wife, Kate Capshaw, revealed Wednesday that she is starring in her own solo porn videos. The Nashville, Tennessee resident also announced to the U.S. Sun that she hopes to score an exotic dancing gig as soon as she hustles up her state stripper's license, which is reportedly quite difficult to obtain. The ET director's child says she told her parents about her close encounters of the X-rated kind over the weekend via FaceTime. Mikaela admits she suffered with anxiety during childhood, and going to boarding school in her teens led to eating disorders and depression, but she doesn't blame her famous folks. It's not my parents' fault, she says. They couldn't have known. She did a whole interview with The Sun talking about, her choice to go into porn. She says it's not an I've hit bottom choice for her.
You know what?
It's an empowered choice.
To be honest, I just don't really know what to say here because I don't want to, disrespect porn stars or strippers because it's your choice. You want to be a porn star? You want to be a stripper? I don't care. But, for a lot of people, it's like, a last resort. And I just think, like, to be so spoiled is, like, out of control.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously both have, an affinity for film, and it runs in the family.
Yeah, I mean, he must be so proud.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed with joy. I mean, it's almost not fair, It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm happy for her.
I'm trying to toe the line of, like, not disrespecting, like, because to be honest, like, if you want to be a porn star, like, that is 100% your choice, and I empower you to do so. If you want to be a stripper, like, I think that's great. I just went to a strip club. I love strippers. I just think most of the people who are doing porn and are in a strip club are doing so because of, like, the situations of their life experience that led them there. Like, I don't think they wanted to grow up and be a porn star. I just don't think that. So for someone who was probably had everything handed to her, like, this just seems like a bratty thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna, like, disobey my parents and, like, become a porn star.
Oh, I didn't see it like that, but I don't know. I watched this Lifetime movie once about,
of course you did,
about the Duke porn star. I think she went to Duke, and she was in college and she was having trouble with money and she went into porn. And at first it was, like, not, she didn't really, like, know the right way to go about it, and it was kind of sad. But then eventually, like, she saw it as this really empowering thing, and she became, like, just really outspoken about how porn was such a positive thing for her. But I don't know. I think it left the question of
that was on Lifetime?
Yeah, because it was based on a true story.
Lifetime's so weird because they'll put that out, and then it's like, I watched this terrible Mayim Bialik movie where she was, like, this half Jewish, half Christian girl who fell in love with a man that she met in an inn because their flight got diverted during Christmas time.
Here's the thing about Lifetime. It gets very much confused with Hallmark, but it's so not Hallmark.
No, trust me. I watched one of their wannabe Hallmark movies when I was on tour, and it was the only channel me and Margot had, and this Mayim Bialik movie was so horrible. Like, to even compare it to a Hallmark movie would be a travesty.
No, and it's like they put out these movies that are like Christmas Hallmark movies, but then also a lot of them are like, the
Britney Spears
murder movies.
Yeah.
And it's like you can just turn on Lifetime and you have no clue what you're about to watch.
But that's so true. I feel like when we were kids,
you see two people kissing and either one person's going to murder the other or they're going to get married.
Yeah, when we were kids, Lifetime was like the murder mystery, like the SVU fictional movies.
Yeah.
But now I think of it more as, like, wannabe Hallmark.
Yeah, I think they're struggling.
I think they are too. I think, like, the rise of Hallmark definitely impacted their business, if I had to assume. And then they also do, like, over-dramatized, like, celebrity memoirs, like Harry and Meghan, Britney Spears, R. Kelly.
And Nicole Smith, I watched that one.
No, and then they did the R. Kelly documentary.
It's very confusing.
They're all over the place, content-wise.
They did the college admission scandal movie, and I couldn't even get through it.
Oh, I didn't start it.
But I was also, like, so hungover. It was when we were in LA when you were doing your show.
Oh, yeah. And that was crazy.
That was so crazy.
Yeah.
So those are the Fast 5 stories that you needed to know.
They were very fast.
Very fast. Very 5, though.
Yeah, very 5. Let's talk about Real Housewives of New Jersey because I am just feeling so, like, excited about the future. You know what I mean? Jersey has been a rough ride. You know, we started out so strong, almost too strong season 1. And then the whole show was like incumbent. And the first 3 seasons were fantastic. And then we fell into the slump with like Joe and Teresa. And then they went to jail and we got those 2 twins and Amber Marchese. And like, it was just rough. And we slowly started to come out of that. And I think we're at a good place now. But I didn't know when I sat down to watch last night's episode that I was going to be watching the best episode of Real Housewives of New Jersey in recent memory. I just didn't know that.
No, I didn't know either.
And that made it better.
It was very unassuming.
Yeah. Because it just masked itself as a great episode. All the guys were having so much fun.
And you know what? I feel like in the beginning of Real Housewives, they used to take couples trips. Like some trips were just girls trips and some trips were couples trip. And we haven't had a franchise take a couples trip in so long. And obviously for Jersey, it was pertinent because we love the men as much as, if not more, as we love the women.
And so they're best friends.
It made total sense. But I just love this dynamic of like the women being there with their husbands. It just made the trip seem so much more fun as opposed to like, I know that, you're on this trip because it's a work trip.
Jackie, I totally agree. It made the episode so much more dynamic. And I think, like, when I think back to Real Houses in New York, they took one trip when when Aviva Drescher brought her husband and it was a girls' trip. That was like the last time any man ever went on went on a trip. And I think it's because I think a lot of the women go on the show and get divorced. So they don't have men.
Yeah, and it's like either they go on the show and get divorced, or they go on the show with knowing that like the show can be toxic for relationships, so they keep their husband off camera. Like I think of Erica Jane and Tom. Like Tom would absolutely never go on a trip,
and she's protecting him.
And like I think of Beverly Hills a lot. A lot of those husbands would never go on a trip. I don't even think Harry Hamlin would go on a trip.
No, but there was a time when like Mauricio, Ken.
Yes, when they went to Hawaii in the magazines.
Yes.
And that was a couples trip. But now it's just everything has changed where it's like either you put your relationship on the show too much and it's a negative, or you just are cautious and you don't do it at all. But I think in Jersey, like it's such a good dynamic.
Natural.
Yeah. And I feel as though the relationships aren't so tenuous. I'm not worried about Melissa and Joe Gorga. I'm not worried about Jackie and Evan or Jennifer and Bill.
Definitely not worried about Margaret and Joe.
So not worried about, and I'm definitely not worried about Dolores and Frank.
Yeah, no, like they're really
by the way,
when they kissed, I died.
And you know what? Like I started to wonder, why isn't she just with Frank? I know he broke her heart a long time ago, but she's obviously forgiven him if he's around all the time. And when he said that he doesn't trust himself to not betray her again, and he would never want to do that to her again. It just was really sweet.
It was sad though. Like,
I know, but
keep your dick in your pants.
I know. Maybe it's really hard for him. I can't relate,
but maybe it is.
Maybe he'll get, like we were saying yesterday, maybe he'll get to a point in his life when he's, had his P in every V, and he's like, I just miss Dolores.
You know what's interesting though about the dynamic with the men is that when the women's fights like interfere with the man's relationship, because like when Margaret and Joe left because of Bill and Jennifer, the next day they all went fishing and like all the guys were fine.
Yeah, that's something that has to be like an unwritten rule where it's like you can't let the women's relationship affect the men if they're truly friends, because it just gets weird. I'm really not trying to watch The Real House Husbands.
And then it's like the next morning after that big fight, Joe Benigno went into the kitchen and Jennifer was there and he just said, hey, like it wasn't.
Yeah.
I like that the fights solely exist in like the atmosphere of the women, and it doesn't usually go beyond that. And it doesn't fracture the friendships of the men, because I love the friendships of the men and I don't want Joe Benigno not to be friends with Bill Aiden.
And they should be friends. And it's
Evan and Bill.
And Bill and Evan actually seem like really good friends.
Okay, Evan is everything.
No, he's the snatchler.
He's so hot.
And he seems like a really cool guy.
Who's also a good husband and dad.
Good husband and dad, like cool, gets along with everyone. Just like, what's wrong with him?
No, I know. And like the fact that like he chose Jackie like makes me like Jackie. Like I just think like from where I started in the beginning of the season, like knowing that I was on the wrong side, but like really wanting to be like Jennifer, Dolores, and Teresa's champion, to where I am now, which is like, honestly, I used to think Dolores was like the voice of reason, and I realized that she's nothing of the sort now. Jennifer, who I love, is out of control, and Teresa is the worst of them all. I'm like, I have flipped completely, and I loved Margaret and Melissa. I just like couldn't get on board with Jackie, and I didn't like the vibe that Jackie was bringing to that group, but now I'm like 100% on the other side. I'm team mini golf.
It's just Jackie and Margaret are unbelievable, are just rational people.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's annoying when you're watching a TV show.
Yeah.
And like you want them to just accept Jennifer the way she is, but like some of the shit she's saying is not cool, and like we're rationally upset about it.
Yeah, and I think that when in the beginning of the season, when the dumb stuff she was saying, like I could get past, like her making the video of Merriam-Webster, like I actually thought that was funny. But now the stuff she's saying is so terrible that I can't even defend it. Like the stuff about her parenting and about the pizza and the party, and calling I don't know what kind of mother you are, Margaret. Like, just really saying horrible things. And not that people aren't saying mean things back to her, but I just think she's taking everything to a level where it's literally indefensible.
It doesn't need to go there.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like Margaret should not have said that thing about working is not being a.
But Margaret was like, what Jennifer said about Margaret pissed Margaret off, and she flipped back on her. But also, like, what Jennifer said about Margaret. It's true. Like, Margaret was opening up about, like, something she hasn't talked a lot about.
Yep.
She was clearly teary-eyed, and you're just going to cut her down and say it's not
It was so rude.
that bad.
It was so rude.
It was so rude. So, yeah, she's going to say something mean in return.
Agreed. The boys' fishing trip honestly looked so fun. The episode was, like, making me, like, want to, like, be in summertime, like, drinking rosé. Like, they just looked like they were having so much fun. They were drinking everywhere. Like, at Jenks, which, by the way, Jenks was a very popular spot on Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
I'm loving the crossover. They drank there. They drank at the house. They drank at the dinner. They drank on the boat. They drank at mini golf. Like, they just drank everywhere, which is so fun.
Yeah, it really felt like a Jersey Shore weekend, and that they were just happy to be there.
Yeah, and I feel like they're all excited to be in each other's company, which makes me excited to be watching it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the fact that they're at the Jersey Shore and they're obviously like just so comfortable and
themselves.
happy. And Melissa was just being so cute about being so proud of being from the Jersey Shore.
Totally. I really like love these women. And when Bill Aiden got so drunk that they had to fireman carry him out of the car and they banged his head on the door.
And they banged his head and they probably concussed him.
1000%. That was so funny.
So funny. I love Bill Aiden when he was the Turkish Guido.
Oh my God, Tony the Turkish Guido. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
No, it was truly beautiful. It was beautiful. And you know who I have to love because all of this wouldn't exist without him is Joe Gorga. Like,
yes.
He brings all these guys together.
He fostered this like very like family vibe.
Yeah, like he became close with Joe Benigno and he's close with Frank and he's close.
And then they brought Evan.
Yeah, and he is
right.
the reason for the season.
Jackie, you're so
and
right.
Even though he's not, like sometimes he says things and it's not the right thing to say, and he obviously talked about, Bill Aiden having sex with his wife and that wasn't appropriate. It's like, we have no choice but to stand.
Because he also owned his shit and apologized.
Yeah.
Like, how rational is that?
He is the perfect housewife.
No, he's the perfect character for the, like, you're so right. I didn't realize that, like, 2 seasons ago, him and Joe became really good friends. And then the next season, they became really good friends with Frank. And then they opened it up to the new guys. Like, you're so right.
And they brought even Marty in.
Yes! Oh my God. Yes.
He is just like, he's everything of the sort. And I'm happy that all of his hard work over the seasons is paying off.
On this trip.
Also, like, his relationship with Melissa, like, it's just...
Perfect.
It's so beautiful, like, how much he loves her. And,
like, still, he's like, I love you the same now that I did when I met you on the Jersey Shore all these years ago.
They're really, like, one of the best couples.
Agreed.
Across the franchise.
I totally agree.
And it's just nice to watch.
The episode came to a climax, obviously, when Melissa went to meet Danielle for Jamba Juice, and Danielle dropped the major bomb. And I was actually really proud of Melissa for just rolling in there. I think Melissa sometimes just wants to, like, be a people pleaser. She was just like, I spoke to other girls, we don't want to be your friend anymore. Like, she was just very matter of fact about it, and I really appreciated that.
But the whole conversation was confusing to me because at first I was like, why would Melissa even go with meet Danielle and film with her? This is weird.
They had to get this bug out. They had to explain.
So then it was like, okay, maybe so we can know for certain that Danielle won't be on the show anymore, and they just want us to like see how that's going to go down.
Yeah, because
but no, it was clear that Danielle had something that she wanted to say. She called producers. Producers made her meet with Melissa. But I'm so thankful for all of it.
But like Melissa's saying, I spoke to other girls and we don't want you in our group anymore. Like, that just seems like a really formal statement to make when Danielle's not in the group.
Yeah, no,
she's friends with one person in the group.
It seemed really unnecessary, so I was like confused as to why it was even happening. But now I understand why.
So I was shook when she said first of all, Steve and Dan saying, that's so strange.
Didn't you say something about Steve and Dan recently?
Yes, I met him.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, yes, I met him at Paris Hilton's birthday party.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I know you. And he was like, I know you. I'm like, you do? I'm like, you're from Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Did he say pull her hair? Did he tell you to pull Snitch's hair?
No, but like, I wish that the party was tomorrow, like, so I could ask. But him and his wife were literally so nice, like lovely. And this is why I was telling you about it. His wife, like, he's super successful in fashion, but his wife is even more successful. I met her. She was such a nice lady. She like started J Brand, sold it, and now started Legence.
I love Legence.
And I said, I'm like, do you know who your number one customer is Ramona Singer. She's always on her Instagram, like talking about her Legence pants. She's like, we know, we send Ramona a bunch of stuff.
Oh my God, I would love to get some Legence. We took Dana for a shopping makeover a few weeks ago because she
needs it. She
really needed it. And we took her to Saks and we bought her 3 pairs of Legence jeans to just totally transform her wardrobe.
That's really nice.
And she's like so short, and I was worried she didn't have to get them hemmed or anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I think she got capris, but It was perfect.
For normal people.
Yeah.
So yeah, when Danielle dropped the bomb, at first I was like, oh, this Danielle's a bitch. Like, obviously Teresa didn't say that. She's just now throwing Teresa under the bus because it appears like Teresa threw her under the bus, telling Melissa to come and say you're out of the group.
And so at first I was like, oh, well, this is just, now I understand why Teresa and Danielle are fighting currently, because Danielle made some shit up about Teresa.
Totally.
And then they put on their receipt like it was nothing.
Literally. And by the way, the way Teresa just said, do it. Like,
no, do it.
It was so evil.
Evil.
I love Margaret. Like, I feel the need to defend her. And by the way, she does a good job of doing it herself. And everyone on the show, like, she has good friends like Melissa and Jackie who will go to bat for her. But like, I feel protective of Margaret. She's this P-Jom. She's always been so nice to us. Like, I just love her. And to know that she got her hair pulled, like, breaks my heart. But to know that it was like a coordinated attack amongst multiple people, like, that breaks my heart even more.
Mm-hmm. And I said weeks ago that Margaret should not be friends with Teresa. And now I stand my ground. And what's annoying is that next week, obviously, justice will be served. But then she goes to Italy and Joe. And it's like, now you remember why she gets a pass. And it's really annoying timing, personally.
I agree. And from the vibe that I get now based on like Instagram and stuff is that Margaret and Teresa are fine. I think Margaret like finds out about this but doesn't make it like I think she again forgives, and it's just so annoying and frustrating to watch a show where like one of the main characters is never going to be held accountable. It's like Lisa Vanderpump. Mm-hmm. It's like Nene Leakes too.
But like Lisa Vanderpump and Nene Leakes, anyone is replaceable. And so did you watch What Happens Live?
No, who was on?
Jennifer and Erica Jane.
Oh, I saw some clips actually this morning.
And they said that the reunion is crazy, and I'm sure that it is. Also, when it comes to that fight at Steve Dan, so Margaret obviously made it physical first by pouring the water on Danielle, and then Danielle retaliated by throwing all of the contents of her bag in the candle.
And it was equal.
And if it was just that, people wouldn't have been like, Danielle needs to go.
Yeah.
So it was the hair pull that put things over the edge. And like that really made it, pouring water on someone is annoying, but it's not harmful. And throwing someone's bag in a $500 candle is annoying, but it's not harmful. But Danielle made it like physical and violent.
She made it a felony.
And now we know that it's Teresa who pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
So it changes everything.
Everything.
And the fact that all these weeks, and Teresa not being invited to the Mother's Day brunch, like.
Oh, right. Duh, being all butthurt when literally Margaret didn't even realize the reason she got her hair pulled was because of Teresa. I'm sorry, Teresa's the fucking worst.
The worst.
And it pains me because I watch these scenes where she's going through so much like hardship, and I just like want to like be there for her. But then it's like she's so indefensible, and she's such a bad fucking friend.
Yeah, that's not a friend.
No, not at all.
It's crazy. But now, I mean, Danielle finally turned on Teresa. Now
Can I really quickly talk about Shahs of Sunset? Because I only caught up yesterday.
Yeah, but I just want to say one thing. If they hadn't had the footage of Teresa saying do it,
would you
have believed Danielle?
No.
No.
I didn't believe her when she first said it, and then they showed the footage.
Yeah, but I would have just been glad that she said it because it would have caused a rip because Danielle's lying on Teresa's name.
Honestly, I wouldn't have really cared whether it was true or not. But seeing the footage, it was so chilling.
Yeah. I wouldn't have believed it.
No. I didn't believe it. I really want to talk about Shahs of Sunset because it's only the second episode, and oh my God, like it is literally it's the craziest show I've ever seen in my life. Like literally second episode, there's a huge fight, drinks being poured on Ali. It was just so nuts. And by the way, part of what I love about the show is like the culture that it brings, because it's partially our culture. Like it was Passover, Mike Shuhead, who was I think one cast member who's Jewish, but they're all like Persian and they're all Iranian. So it's like the same vibe, but like different religions. And they all go to Passover and they like know the rituals. And it's so refreshing to like see a show where people are like no one on TV like is like religious. Do you know what I mean? And there are like so many moments on Shahs of Sunset where like this last episode, Mike and Reza were at a kosher bakery and they sat outside for a minute and like had a macaroon. And this rabbi walked by and tapped Mike and was like, "Are you Jewish?" And he was like, "Yeah." And the rabbi, it was like some random man on the street, and was like, "Can I put tefillin on you?" And Mike was like, "Yeah, sure." And then Mike was explaining how this guy's a rabbi in training, and like it's a mitzvah for rabbis in training to give random people the mitzvah of tefillin. So it was just like, what other show are you ever going to see anything like that on television?
Yeah.
And then there's just like so many nuances from like both cultures, because Reza is half Jewish, half Muslim, Gigi's Muslim, Mike's Jewish, MJ's Muslim. So it's like they all are so proud of their culture, and it's like so cool to just like I don't know, just nobody on TV does that. So you have the combination of like, you get teary-eyed, like watching them all do Passover when like their families fled Iran. And then you also get like Reza throwing a drink at someone because he said his husband was playing naked Jenga.
Right.
Now, the crux of the argument is that Reza's out here defending his husband, who his husband is being a moron. Like, his husband is the cause of all this strife. His husband is like sending really inappropriate text messages to a lot of their gay and straight friends, like borderline harassment. He's inviting people over to his house, like to play naked Jenga. And Reza's like out here on the streets defending his husband. And Reza's very rational, but he's defending his husband, and his husband is indefensible. So he's getting in all these fights when he's totally in the wrong because he's defending his husband, who's being a moron. And honestly, like, I'm hating his husband. His husband's ruining the season. Like, he's so dumb, and he's making Reza be in the wrong. Like, Reza was totally wrong this episode, but he was just defending his husband. So, like, you have to respect that, you know?
Yeah.
But his husband is just the worst.
I've been catching up on TV. I'm going to start this season of Shahs.
Please. It's Jackie. You will love it.
You're making it sound so good.
And by the way, I need your brain. Like, you will just have such, and I know you don't watch, but like, try and watch like a season ago so you can understand the dynamics.
I watched last season and this season, and I used to watch. So I feel like all I missed was like, I don't even know.
All you missed was like the new people who Destiny comes in. She's like such a nice girl.
Oh, and I missed all the Asa baby
But she's
stuff.
gone.
But I've heard it from you so many times.
And she's gone. But that was just like, if you want to be entertained, like that was iconic television.
I've also been catching up on Siesta Key.
Oh, yes.
And I just want to say, I'm only on like the middle of episode 3, but Chloe got physical first with Juliet.
1,000%.
But no one can remember. They were so
fucked up.
They were so fucked up.
Jackie, of course.
But it's like right there, plain as day, but then they can't remember. And I just thought that was really frustrating. Like, can someone just explain that Chloe got physical first?
Can we talk about how dumb the boutique is?
I'm not there yet.
Yes, you are.
The boutique.
Juliet's working at the boutique.
Oh, they haven't showed footage yet.
Oh my God. It's like so dumb. She's like asking for time off to go to Greece with Robbie. And this boutique owner is like, this is my business. Like, she's just like, I'm like, bitch, Juliet is bringing eyes to your dumb boutique. Let her go to Greece.
That is so funny. And then you know what else I watched yesterday? The Soup. The new Soup.
Oh, how was it?
And you know what? I really liked it.
Really?
Like, yeah, Jade Catapretta is so great and so cute, and she was great. But
I liked her. I saw her on Nightly Pop, and I was like, who is this girl? Usually I hate everyone, and I liked her a lot.
She had just such great energy. But my favorite part about The Soup, which was what made it so great, is like they seriously watch everything that's on TV, and they just cut these clips that out of context are so funny.
What did they cut?
Oh my God, they cut something from Shahs that was really funny, but then they cut something.
What did they cut from Shahs?
When the episode ends, when Reza is like to Adam, do you play naked Jenga? And then it's to be continued.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. And
then when it's taken out of context, it's even funnier.
They cut something from 90 Day Fiancé or Married at First Sight, one of those shows where the woman was like, I got married a few years ago, and we've had like 2 children together. And then one day, she was like, I remember it. It was just like so sad. My husband, he tripped and he fell into his coworker's vagina. And he's been stuck there ever since. And it was just like, just getting clips of shows that I don't watch. Or like even they clipped one thing from Spy Games. And it was like
the Bravo show?
Yeah, and it's like, we're going to hold you off the side of a building and ask you questions, which was just weird enough. And then the director, I guess, says, you know, a lot of times you're asked, you know, insane, like really hard questions in dangerous situations. And, you know, I can't put you in front of a member of ISIS, but I can put you off the side of a building.
What?
It was just...
That show looks so strange.
And so I just want to say I'm really glad that The Soup is back.
Oh, interesting. Maybe I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, it was funny.
All right, well, that's your TV recap. Is anything on tonight? No, we're done with TV for the week.
Yeah, so I started a new book last night, and I'm going to catch up on Siesta Key, Shahs. I'm just going to spend the weekend watching TV. Like, there's nothing else I want to do.
Those are the best types of weekends.
I feel like I haven't done a binge watch in a long time because I've been binge reading.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to go back to my
I've been binge
roots.
watching enough for the both of us.
Yeah.
If you haven't gotten your merch yet, the St. Patty's Stay Toasty, Kiss Me I'm Toasty merch, head over to shopmorningtoast.com. Right now, the orders are only being taken until 12 Eastern because we decided to do pre-orders. So head over to shopmorningtoast.com. Thank you so much for listening to the Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast where podcasts can be found. So it's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places you can find podcasts. Wherever you choose to listen to podcasts, find us. The Morning Toast. Hi, how are you? Maybe subscribe. Maybe leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. I don't know.
How
Check it
beautiful
out.
Theo is and how good of a boy he is.
We love you guys so much. Have a great day.